So I'm going to explore the true action of self-love, just something moving inside of you. I also call this being the circle of compassion, which is who you really are. So it is, in a sense, to be the circle. What does that really mean? And what it really means to be this true action of love, to the actual energetic movement of something inside of you. And so I'm using what I call the primordial movements, which are a combination of a body form and perhaps movement, usually with a sound, a word, a phrase that has a specific tone and intent that, when married to the body form, invokes the energy that is being brought into the circle. And you, as the circle, are breathing relaxed compassion to that energy, no matter what it is. So you could say that this is the true action of self-love using primordial movements. Now, I'm not trying to give you a lesson in how to do primordial movements for yourself, but that will be the next step, so to speak. But it's not that easy, because your mind usually wants to lead you away from connecting. And until you've sort of mastered that in a way, it's difficult, because you want to think your way to what's the right energy, and you can't do that. So I'm going to start by standing, taking on a movement, and then I'm going to come and I'm going to bring it close to the camera so you can see what's going on in my face. Because as you're invoking this, if it doesn't flow into your face, into your eyes, then it's not there. Which means that you can also, by keeping your face blank, by smiling and when something's actually happened, anything that you, a mask that you take on to hide what's going on inside of you, also blocks from your own awareness what is going on inside of you. And the blocking of what is going inside of you separates you from who you are. So by bringing what you have blocked, what you have rejected, what you have tried to throw out of the circle, back into the circle, through these primordial movements, through engaging, relaxing around the actual energy, you liberate it. You liberate what you've imprisoned. You free yourself. So I've recently had several people who were having a difficulty with anger. They were stuck in their anger. But it was just this kind of hard, cold anger. And they didn't want to behave like that. They didn't want to act like that. So they asked me to help them with their anger. And they're both in situations, the two people I'm thinking about, that are very difficult, that they've lived in and survived through. So let's consider that this hard anger, okay, is protection. That's not really what's going on inside of them. So what we want to do is free them from this that they're constantly walking around in, and that there's this feeling inside of them, okay? Okay, so I'm going to bring that one in. So that would be, in a way, the first movement. So it's hard, it's tense, it's stuck. It's stuck. And it's stuck in, I believe I'm right. who's ever doing what, well, they're wrong and I'm right. So it's stuck in an angry I'm right. Okay. So we want to move them out of that. The way we want to move them out of it is that something has happened that is threatening. Now, for one person, it threatens a dream that they've had of marriage and family and peace and love. For the other one, it's actually a threat to their child and their child's safety and well-being. And it's also a threat to their own personal feeling of safety, which was an issue their whole life. So there's the feeling of threat. So there's a fear for one, the safe one, and for the other one, there's beneath it all the pain of loss, the loss of the dream. So there's grief. And in fact, they both have grief. So, in this sense, I didn't even need to fool around with the anger at first. That's not the problem. The problem is not being with the truth of what has been lost. So, I'm going to pick a man's name. These are both women. I'm going to pick a man's name. I'll say Bill, okay? So, Bill isn't helping to bring the marriage together. Bill isn't helping, isn't noticing me, isn't giving me love. I'm being ignored. And I want Bill to love me. I want Bill to care about what I care about. And he doesn't. So this, Bill! 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 Okay, so as I'm doing this, I'm invoking an energy, and that's why I'm coming close, because I want you to feel the energy in my eyes and my face. And I'm going to do it quietly within this time. And then I just let it go everywhere. And I might shake and tremble and cry. But as I truly be with my loss, it's gone. It's gone. It's as if someone, even though they're still there, it's gone. It's as if it's dead. And you're at the funeral. And you're not trying to hang on to Bill. The hanging on is the anger. Bill! Bill! Okay? That's blocking, hiding, protection to Bill. So if you can bring that Bill in. And breathe and relax. That's bringing that energy into the circle. So that the anger now can connect with the hurt. So it's, instead of just Bill, 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 okay? That's the anger they're stuck in. And they just can't get out of it. So first we do the Bill, Bill. Breathe. And let that be there. And then Bill! 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 So by combining instead of separating, first this Bill and the separated anger that is just protection, which is Bill, when we bring them together, Bill, 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 it has the hurt in it. That's the energy that's brought into the circle. They're sort of both brought in and then allowed to come together. And in the coming together, through your allowing it to flow through you and your engagement in it, something lifts, something moves. Without trying to figure it out, without trying to analyze it, without trying to put it in a package, so, oh, here's, yeah, okay, I know what happened, I know what I'm feeling, because that's why it works. It works because if your mind could have figured it out, you would have already done it. So it bypasses the thinking mind, which actually will protect you at any cost, because it's allied with Bill, and something moves, just like the wind blowing right now. So there are dozens and dozens of these movements that can be combined in many, many different ways. So I'm going to take one of those right now. So this is, in its plainest form, is a movement to kind of invoke a paralyzed fear. Okay? So it's like you're a tube of toothpaste squeezing almost right out the top of your head, okay? Closing your eyes. The eyes are closed. And it's like the harder you squeeze, the more you scream for yourself to run. So it's like, run! 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 And then you just let the energy come into you. So you're invoking this paralyzed tear just by the action of the run, 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 while squeezing. And then you breathe and relax. Okay? So let's imagine now that I'm going to do this with my eyes open. So it's the run, run, run. What about me? What about me? That's a whole different energy. That's a completely different energy. And it takes you, you just let it move through you. You just let it move through you. So there, it's like you change the eyes open or close, boom, completely different. You change the force and the tone of the voice. It's rather than out, it's almost sinking in on itself. And you invoke an energy that you then engage, and that's bringing it into the circle. And you breathe and you let it move. And this is clearing the way by using these primordial movements. I'm going to take that same one, run, 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 okay? I'm going to open my eyes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, then you just let it go. You let it Move. If you're holding on to a belief, which we're actually expressing by I'm sorry, that's guilt. It's a form of guilt and shame. So we're bringing in the belief. That's what the movement wants to say. But we're not believing it in our minds and hanging on to that belief. We're bringing in the energy and the form that all comes together. Because if you hang on to the belief, even though you've invoked the energy, it'll keep coming back to you. It keeps coming back. It keeps coming back. And you'll keep cycling through it. And you'll stay angry. You'll stay shameful. You'll stay unworthy if you hang on to the belief. Once you do these, what happens, what the person usually then is filled with, is a sense of peace, more presence, grounded, calm. So let's actually take the opposite of calm, anxiety. So we're going to take anxiety. So a person is sitting on top of anxiety. Okay, so it's going to look like this. And I'm going to suck my air. When I take a step this way, I'm going to breathe in. Okay, so it's like. Okay. So I'm going to bring that in. Now, none of us want to feel anxiety. We don't want to feel that. So it's sitting there right here, and we're trying to push it away, and pushing it away keeps us stuck in the place. So by this and relaxing, but it's almost like it wants to hang on to something, okay? And part of what it's hanging on to is it's not safe. My anxiety, no. But if you can let it move through you, if you can invoke it and align yourself with the circle, align yourself with this compassion that is the circle to your own anxiety. Anxiety doesn't breathe. It sucks the air in but doesn't take it out, doesn't let it out. So to that anxiety, let's suddenly bring in, so we let that come in, and then we go into just standing there, lost and spaced out. And we mix the anxiety with the lost. And that's a very specific place. It's kind of a spaced out terror. But again, it's the energy that we're using these movements, these primordial movements with sound, to engage the very specific energy which is bringing it into the circle. And you, as this soft, breathing, relaxed compassion around it, that lets it move. And then something settles. A peace comes. Peace. I'm going to do one more. This one I can do sitting right here. Mom, Mom! 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 Now you can analyze this. It's as if you're hiding, but at the same time you're calling out from your place of hiding to someone very important to you. You want them to find you, but you're hiding. How can they find you? Now let's do it with my eyes closed. Mom! 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 It's very, very different. So in these movements, many times I have people do them, and they automatically close their eyes, and you can see the sound in my voice and the feeling is completely different. Often it takes it in, which doesn't invoke the energy. It's a way of kind of moving away from it by going in. But there are times when closing the eyes invokes the right energy. So, your body, it's like you're a statue. So I'm going to use one word here. I'm going to use the word me, okay? And in this first me, I'll say it like, I'll smile and say it. Me! 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 I'll bring that up close. Me. Me. Just relax around it. Don't hang on to it. Don't keep trying to force it to come in. You just, me. And you don't need to figure it out. You just connect with it. Now let's do another me. I'm going to let the tone come through the movement this time. Me! 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 And then I'm going to do it differently. Me! 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 All right. So I'm going to do the first one. Me. I'm not going to do it so loud. I'm just going to let the energy come in. Me. Me. Okay, that's the anger that we started out with earlier again. Now, what I did the second time was I actually turned it towards myself. Me. Me. Don't try to hang on to it. Me. It's almost like your body wants to tense around it. So once you have a little bit of muscular action, you completely relax to let it go everywhere. Because the muscular tension is another way to prevent it from moving. So, I use this myself when I'm stuck in a place, when something has happened and I don't know exactly what I feel, and I sort of ask my body kind of to show me. It'll usually appear in my imagination as a certain action or form with a word or a sound. And my mind might actually go, but I don't feel that. But I don't pay any attention to that. That's not me. So the key here is that if you get locked into saying, well, that's not me, I don't feel that way, the more things that you say that to, the more you block. The more willing you are to be everything, the more flexible you are. So in a way, this is a flexibility of your whole psychological, physical, mental, emotional membranes that are come together. You're bringing them together. And in that together and not separation, you're engaging a specific, very specific energy compassionately that you've chosen for who knows how long to not be aware of, to not engage, to not touch, and that's what keeps you blocked, keeps you stuck, keeps you disconnected, dissociated from your true self. And if compassion as the circle is your true self, then you're using your true self by breathing and relaxing once you invoke it to clear the way, to abide in that true self. Find is after moving some of these that where you're stuck, it's easy to be quiet. It's easy to be still. Because all this energy that's trapped by your mind's beliefs drives your thinking, which is trying to control it and not feel it, and control the world, because the world, if certain happenings and events happen, it triggers it. So if I can control out here, then I can control in here. So control, which is thinking, is about not feeling. And it separates you and disconnects you. So the way back home is to reverse the habit. Touch, feel, engage the true Pacific energy that is within all your stories in order to free yourself from all those stories. And it is freedom through compassion. So the quiet one, which you truly are, is just here. It's just here. And you are open-hearted. And you are protected and safe. You are radiant, and your gift to the world